Hey guys, it's Dan. What's up? Welcome to another episode of Guitar Talk. Hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, roll that intro. Hey everyone, what's up? Welcome back to another episode of Guitar Talk. Today we are looking at the Epiphine Billie Joe Armstrong Les Paul Jr. Checking out the specs at the body as we normally do. It's all very simplistic. It is just a big old slab of lightweight mahogany, Les Paul Jr. style body, single ply scratch plate which is very thick, two pots there. You've got a volume and a tone, they're CTS pots, wraparound bridge, and then a much raved about Epiphine Pro P90 pickup in the bridge as well. Checking out the specs at the neck, it's a set mahogany neck with a vintage 50s neck carve, so quite big in the hands. You've got 22 medium jumbo frets, Indian laurel fretboard, and then you've got Epiphine vintage style tuners with the button ends on them. And then it's a 12-inch radius with a 24.75-inch scale. So there we go guys, all very simplistic, exactly what you expect from a Les Paul Jr. You know, no frills, no bells and whistles, none of that fancy stuff. Just plug in, turn the volume up and go. It's exactly what you want from this style of guitar, so no complaints there. It's what I want from a Les Paul Jr. So in the UK, this is under £500, which, you know, for a signature instrument by Epiphine is a very, very good price. And with that in mind, I am very impressed with the finishing on this. There's no blemishes, there's no spots where they've missed anything. The frets have been done really well. So all of that is really, really good, especially for a sub £500 instrument. The sounds that you can get out of this thing, I mean, I've said it before, it's got a single P90 in it, and I know a lot of people out there will say it's not going to be very versatile because it's just got a P90 in it, but honestly, just using the volume and tone control on this, there is a massive range of tones that you can get out of this guitar. If you are someone that uses an amp with loads of channels or a modeler like a Fractal or a Helix, there is so much you can do with just a P90 in the bridge. This guitar is really, really versatile, even though it doesn't look like it. There is something that I absolutely love about this style of guitar where it's got just a single pickup in the bridge, whether it's humbucker or P90, whatever. It's just simplistic. You just plug it in, you get on with it. There's no worrying about if you're on the right pickup? Should you be on the neck, the bridge? Should you have your coil split on? Is your coil split on? Should you be on humbucker? There's no worrying about that. You just plug in and get on with it. Don't get me wrong, I do love my guitars that have got humbuckers, coil splits and all that kind of stuff, but realistically, if someone handed me a decent Les Paul Jr. and said, you've got to go gig with that, get on with it, I would be more than happy because I know I can get the job done with just that setup. Now, I've always said that I will be honest with you guys if something is bad or if something's good, and I will admit on this, the setup, in my opinion, isn't great. It's great if you are a slide player, but in my opinion, the nut has been cut too high on this particular one. So the neck isn't bowed or anything like that, but when you play at the first fret, everything is a little bit sharp because this is so high. And then where they've set the guitar up to compensate for that, you do have quite high action on this, so it is a bit of a workout to play it. You can play it, but obviously if you're playing at the first couple of frets, everything's going to be sharp. I've seen videos of people playing these and raving about how good they are, and nothing's out of tune or anything like that. So I do think that it is particularly just this one that has been sent to us. Maybe there's other ones out there, but it is reassuring to know, looking at other videos and stuff, that that isn't across the board, but it's just sad that this particular one does have that issue, which I think can be remedied by either recutting the nut slots or putting a new nut on it. So weight-wise, I don't have scales here with me, so I can't weigh it, but I will say this is a really lightweight guitar. You can see as I'm just waving it around with no effort at all. If you are someone who struggles with shoulder issues or something like that, then this is a serious contender to look at, because as I said, you can get loads of tones out of this with just that style of setup. And as well, being lightweight, it means that it's really resonant, which is good because you get loads of sustain and tone out of this. Is the guitar worth the money? I would love to try one without the nut issue just to make sure, but I have a feeling that with the nut issue sorted, then yes, it is worth the money. And another cool thing that you get with this guitar, and I'll roll some B-roll now, is that you get a really cool leopard print style case with it, which you're probably paying a little bit towards in that price as well. But at under £500 in the UK, I would say that yes, I do think this guitar is certainly worth it. Would I own one of these personally? I wouldn't, just because I prefer the 60s style neck rather than the 50s. The neck is a little bit big in my hands, and I would probably save a bit more and get something a little bit higher end. Not that there is anything wrong with this guitar at this price point. I would be perfectly happy if someone gave me a well set up one of these to play at a gig and know that I'm not just going to get rock tones out of it, I'm going to be able to get cool blues tones, all kinds of things out of it. So that isn't an issue for me, but I would probably myself just maybe save a bit more to get something a little bit higher end. So there we go, guys. That is the Epiphone Billie Joe Armstrong Les Paul Jr. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I would be particularly interested in knowing if anyone else has got one. Did theirs have a high nut and a high action? From what I've seen, I've got a feeling this might just be a one-off or something like that. So it'd be really interesting if someone else out there's got one, if they can let people know in the comments how theirs is. And other than that, I will see you guys in the next video. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button, and I will see you next time. Bye.